Hi, I never know how to properly start these things, so I'll just get right to it. I've not come across many videos or blogs that document the process of an animation film being made as it is being created. Off the top of my head, I can think of a few good reasons why it's a bad idea. Things like vlogging or blogging takes up precious time that could be otherwise invested into the making of the actual film. You'll end up documenting the mistakes and screw-ups, which will make you look bad. And it would be super embarrassing if you just end up quitting halfway through and never finishing the movie. Then there's the danger of spoiling the story by giving away important plot twists and whatnot. There are probably way more reasons here, but I don't really want to talk myself out of doing this right now. So what am I doing then and why? I'm going to try and make a weekly video about the progress of my animation project, Boonka. I'll talk about what I'm doing, the troubles I'm running into, how I'm coping and solving, or not, the aforementioned troubles, and my general thoughts and plans for this thing. I'd also happily answer any questions or criticisms, if I get any that is, so please comment away. I appreciate any feedback I'm able to get on this. As for the why, this is a series I'd love to watch myself, so I thought it'll be a cool thing to try and make. By the way, if you know any similar projects, please let me know. I'd love to check them out. And don't get me wrong, I'm a huge fan of various behind the scenes and the making of videos, but I think that watching an animation project be created gradually in front of your eyes, where you might even influence it in a way, has a different added value to it. That, and as a side effect, I get an even bigger push to work and make progress on this thing, because working at my own lazy pace with no deadlines hasn't served me that well in the past 7 years. Yep, you heard it right. I started working on Boonka roughly 7 years ago. It was supposed to be my third year project and my first proper student film back when I was in animation school. I actually dropped out of art school during that year due to health issues and never went back. I kept telling myself I can do this film by myself, set my own pace, work at my own leisure, but up until a year ago, I didn't even have a finished storyboard or animatic. The goal is to finish Boonka by the end of this year. I told myself that if I don't, I'm not likely to ever finish at all, but I suppose as I get closer to December, things will be a lot more clear. I might carry this over into 2018 if I'm close enough to completion, but if I'm not, eternal internet shame be upon me. So what's this short about then? Boonka is this wonky creature who travels the somewhat deserted land with nothing but her little cart filled with her worldly possessions and her awesomely resilient raincoat. I've decided to not hide the full story in the end, although it was rather tempting. Since this isn't some masterpiece with an amazing plot twist, I don't see much harm in putting my entire animatic here, other than my hurt ride, and hopefully I'll get a few extra sets of eyes and maybe some more takes on how the story reads. What I have so far is the animatic, music, the one character, and the background art I've been working on this week. There are 2 videos on this channel about how I made the model doll that you see me sketching and her coat, and I'll link to them in the description. I'll also add a link to my blog with further style and rock studies. I'll be concentrating on getting the backgrounds done next. I think I've more or less settled on the style, which will look something like this. Although it might change slightly as I work on it more, I'm really hoping to have it settled by the next video though. So what you'll see next is my animatic. It's very rough and the music doesn't sit perfectly right just yet. By the way, the music was written by the amazing Artur Lenivenko, super talented dude. Since I'm moving things about a bit, I'll wait till things are stone settled, and then I'll ask Arthur to do his magic and help me edit the awkward sounding bits so that everything fits. So without further ado, here it goes. That should do it for this episode, I think. Here's me trying to score some internet points using my cat, Dish. And that there is what the sketch I was working on turned out like, because I forgot to put it. Figures, off to a great start. Anyways, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this whole thing and Boonka's story in particular. Until next week, I hope. Bye!